Alright, it's me, Trell. Got Cairo. And today we have Ri'Yadh. Are you going to be coming here on a regular basis, you think?
I definitely intend to.
Yeah. Isaac can't be here today, but we have Nathan on the ones and twos. And we are the Storytellers. And Cam Newton.
Is that where we're starting?
Yeah. Welcome back.
So if we're going to start on Cam Newton, then we got to start on all football. Let's just do all sports and get that out the way.
What else is going to be on there?
We don't have anything else. So we have Odell Beckham and isn't it? Huh?
No, yeah. Go ahead. Go for it.
It's Odell Beckham, Cam Newton, and Jokic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
I can't see that.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Before we
I'm
even
winging
get
it.
on that topic,
Yeah, you blind.
how do you correctly pronounce his name?
Jokic.
Nikola Jokic.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I thought his name was Nikolai.
See?
I just call him the Joker.
That's the easiest
Joker?
way.
The Joker.
I think it's Nikola.
Well, I don't know what happened with him.
I thought it was
Jokic.
Nicola.
I don't know what happened with him. I know about Cam Newton, and I know about
Did you see
Odell.
the scuffle?
No.
You didn't.
No, see, you gotta have to put those
You wanna
on
bring
there.
up-
But you don't have to do it in real time. Like you can go through and edit it, right?
Yeah, I mean, but for you to see
For us. Okay, all right. Yeah,
But,
let's view it.
What happened was,
Go ahead.
who was it? The
I feel like
brother.
it was Oh, yeah. I'm about to go at Patrick Beverly.
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Wait, which Morris brother was it?
It's probably the least Pitbull one.
The least
Is it
Pitbull one.
Marcus?
I think that would be Marcus is the nice one.
No, I think Marcus is the one who's
Markeith is the evil twin.
I think
Markeith
there's a
sounds.
conspiracy to where it's just one person. I've never seen them together at the same time.
That wouldn't make sense. The
They have
conspiracy would be if there were
identical
two
tattoos.
people. And then one was just always, they would just take turns. Like he never gets injured. He never misses a game because it's really two people.
But maybe there's one player playing on two different teams getting two paychecks.
Or they could be triplets. And there's just that one that just buffers,
The
whatever.
stand-in.
Right. One gets COVID, then all of a sudden he's miraculously better. So. All right, here we go.
So we're gonna
So
find
I'll say
this
that.
clip, but I bring it up because my main issue with it is you see these scuffles on court, and it's between two players for the most part. And when it happens, everyone leaves the benches. The other players stop what they're doing. All right, so he's taking it up court, and boom, hard foul. He retaliates, pushes him down. Everyone then piles in, and they're coming, pushing. Everyone's tugging, grabbing people. This needs to stop. There needs to be some type of rule in effect to where if you leave off
faking?
that
Was that
bench-
Michael Beasley?
Is he flopping right now?
Yeah, he wasn't hit that hard to fall on the ground. You're a professional athlete. You're bigger than the average guy. That little push is not going to hurt you.
Was that Rudy Gobert?
Actors are what they are. Look at this. Boom.
Oh, man.
That was uncalled.
He could have walked away, but he's going to push him back. And now look how everyone just runs in.
Everybody runs.
Guys acting tough, got little...
I think that was a clip. I think that was a good hit.
Turn your phone off.
Who keeps their phone on loud? Like, what? Other than a
He has
70 and-
that loud tight rack.
Oh, you guys are really going to be mad because I'm about to go get my McDonald's from the door.
That's fine. I don't care about that.
Okay, so so everyone leaves the bench, everyone runs in. It just causes more chaos and confusion. You can't understand what's really going on. You can't see what's going on. So there should be fines, penalties in effect. If you come off that bench, they need to enforce it to where you're not going to want to move at all. I'm talking suspensions, fines, whatever they need to do to stop that. So if it's between two players, it should just be those two players. If you even take a step towards the altercation, I think that there should be some type of a penalty because it's stupid. These guys are acting tough, like they're running up, then they get right in front of each other and they just stare at each other or put on their mad face.
Yeah, that always gets on my nerves with basketball.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like whenever, cause me, when we play basketball, I don't call foul. I get bumped. It's part of the game, right? If I get fouled hard, it's still part of the game. Mm-hmm. Now, when you push me and you swing at me or something, then that's a fight. And for me, it's like I switch from basketball mode to fight mode. So if I'm ever in the NBA, if I were ever in the NBA, and somebody swung at me, then it's time to fight. Like penalties and fines and stuff all goes out the window. My life is threatened. We're fighting at that point, and I hate it when I see people like bump into each other, and just stand in front of each other. And
there's a difference. It's like something like that. That's all basketball, even on the court. I mean, it was a hard foul. He retaliated. It's all fair. Like when you play football, when you're knocking someone over, or you get in guys' faces, the referee's not going to say anything about that. Now you look at the mouse at the Palace when the guy's throwing stuff and then punches are being swung. It's not basketball at that point. Jerseys come off.
Exactly. So what I'm saying, like for example, something happens to me on the court, boom, it's a hard foul. I'm like, that's basketball. But if you swing at me or something, then at that point it's no longer basketball. Then it's malice in the palace for me. And I feel like if I'm in the NBA, all these guys that be trying to act tough and get in your face and shove you and bump you and stuff, I just laugh at it, laugh it off because I just take that to my game and play.
What about when it's a scuffle and the guy's like, all right, we're going to finish this game, but I'm coming to your locker room after the game, or meet me in the parking lot.
Come.
See, I don't believe that. It's like these guys are making millions of dollars. It's like, you want to fight me after the game?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They don't want to fight.
It's all for show.
For me, it's like, I'm ready if you want to go there, but other than it's like what Greek Freak said. He was like, no. Yeah, he was like, I think it was James Harden in them or something, and he was like, I'm playing basketball, but like they can come to the locker room if they want to. Like they don't want to fight, but if they want to fight, we can fight. But
and it's one of those things where it's like you can't just say that. Like if someone says, "Oh, we can fight," you got to fight that guy now.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing for me. It's like, I'm even kill all across the board. I don't want to do anything. Let's play basketball. Even if you foul me hard, even if you say something about my mama, whatever. But if you want to fight,
this isn't rapper beef. Like we're gonna be in your city in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like don't say that if you're not serious. And I'm not trying to be aggressive and be like a bad guy. I'm just saying like, let's keep this basketball, dude. And if you don't want to keep the basketball, you want to go fight mode, then we go fight mode. But don't say you want to go fight mode if you're not serious about it.
And it's another thing, like...
And don't act like you're going to go fight mode if you're not.
And it's not like in professional, like, boxing or something. Like, I don't care. Anything goes in boxing. Like, when they do, like, the pre-matches and stuff, and they're talking trash, and it's like, say whatever you want. Because they're going to fight. Like, when McGregor was saying all that stuff, and it's like, Floyd was talking back, it's like, that's cool. All is fair. Because you got to fight at the end of the day. Yeah. And then stop it right there.
It's also, I think, for a lot of them, I think me and Isaac talked about it too, like Conor McGregor, he'll do all that stuff and knowing good and well that he might actually get into a fight or get arrested or whatever because it'll sell out his show, his fight. Yep. So, like, a lot of people, like, they get on. I'll tell you this.
WWE.
This is a perfect example. I think it was this weekend. There's a UFC fighter named Kobe Covington, right? And he's the one I sent you a video of when Donald Trump called him. After he won.
Oh, yeah, that clown.
So the thing is, I like him. He's a great fighter. The thing is, like, years ago, he was going to get cut from the UFC because they thought he was boring, even though he was winning fights. So for him to stay with the UFC, stay on the roster, he went to, like, Brazil and won a fight out there and called them all, like, dogs or something like that, just so everybody hated him. Mm-hmm. And that video blew up. And next thing you know, it's like, well, he's popular now. We gotta sell.
Controversy sells, man.
Yeah, it's what it is. And so now he's like this whole like Trumpy guy and like wearing MAGA hats and like talking to everybody.
It's called.
You gotta go do that.
He's a heel. He's a heel.
Yeah, that's literally what he said. He said, I have to be the heel now because if I don't get a chance. Because he just fought for a championship belt Saturday. He lost, but it was a good fight to where like you think if they went 2 more rounds, he could have won. But the thing is like. He has to be the heel to even get to the point where he gets to fulfill his dream.
I'm a big WWE fan. So when I watch these guys, it's like they get so popular that people just don't like him anymore. Look at John Cena. It's like you get so popular and you're so loved by people that you get bored of him. And then when you turn heel, it's like, oh, now we really want to see this guy. We want to see someone beat this guy's butt. Yeah. But that's how it is with The Rock. I mean, you see these guys, they're always better when they turn heel all the time. And that goes for any aspect. It could be rap.
Can The Rock be a bad guy?
For a point, he was like he was like
he started that way.
Wasn't it like he was fighting against Stone Cold and everything?
Mm-hmm.
He was a bad guy.
Once you become like the anti-hero, like the CM Punks.
Current.
No, he can't.
I don't
he
even
was
think
a tooth fairy.
He can't even be like a villain.
Well, when he came back, they didn't like him because they said that he was a sellout, that he wasn't really authentic, and then they didn't. They thought they were just handing him wins. But speaking of wrestling, man, we have a black champion now. Your boy, Big E. Who would have
I
thought?
didn't know
He
that.
made it. Yep.
Really?
Big E's the
I
champion
haven't
now.
watched any wrestling.
I haven't either. I saw him on the Breakfast Club, and I was like, that's what's up.
I haven't watched.
Because you saw him, he was like, with New Day, and everyone liked him. They had the unicorns and the bootios, and then it's like they just got bored of him. And they wanted to see the black guy be like the aggressor. They wanted him to be like the thug. If you're not dancing and shucking and jiving or, being like a Booker T character, they don't want to see you.
Oh yeah.
But he made it popular to be the nerdy guy, just the down to earth regular old black guy, and the fans really took to him. And now look at him, he moved up. And it's funny because on the interview they asked him like, who makes it so that you can be the popular guy? How do they set that up? And he was like, the fans have a lot to do with it because you can just come out and, replace somebody that night. And if you have a good match and fans like it and you have good ratings, then they'll be like, all right, well, let's get him into another match. Let's get him into a next match. And they look at that stuff. So, yeah, being the heel, controversy sells, man. You look at guys like Kobe Bryant. People like Kobe Bryant because they want to see Kobe Bryant. They want to root against him. Everybody, somebody has to wear the black cat.
I couldn't stand Kobe.
I love Kobe because everybody hated him.
I love that his legacy, and I love he was such a great player. He had that fight when he played like that, burning spirit to win. That's what I like about Jordan too. But for Kobe, it was just like every freaking year, none of my teams can get past him, and it's just
that's how it is.
I felt the same way about Tom Brady too. I couldn't stand Tom.
Which
Brady
moves us to guys like Odell and Cam Newton. A lot of people don't like Odell Beckham. They think he's a diva. He's too arrogant, but now it's like he's down on his luck, and now you want to see him have a new beginning, and it's like everyone's cheering against him.
It's like AB.
Yeah, now look at him. AB was the man.
With Michael Vick for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, that was just because
but that's perfect. Now then, when he came back, it's like, all right, well, the black man got out of jail. Let's root for him. Now you want to see him do well, and, because we're in the NFC South.
Being Carolina Panthers fans,
and he always beat us.
intentions.
And now it's like now you find yourself cheering for a guy like that.
But why does the black man have to be beat down before you root for him, though?
Is that a question you want to?
Why did Denzel have to
go over how messed up?
Why did Denzel have to be a bad cop to get that Oscar?
That's what Jadakiss said, right? Why he got to be crooked before he took it, right? The Odell Beckham thing. When I never, I'm not gonna say I didn't think it was.
And
good.
you're a Rams fan, right?
No, I like the Rams, but I'm a Chargers fan.
Right.
So like, what'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
So like for me, it's like the year he came in, and I think he was Rookie of the Year or something, right?
Good.
No, Odell.
Okay.
But the thing about him is like that catch that he did. They call it the Odell Beckham catch. Receivers have been doing that forever.
Anyone can do that. That doesn't show
especially with
skill.
No, don't
Stick
do that.
gloves?
Listen,
That was a great catch.
it was a great catch, but look at Brandon Lloyd highlights. Tell me how many times he did a catch before Odell even got
I don't
in
even
the
know who
league.
Brandon Lloyd is.
I bet Odell couldn't do that without those sticking gloves.
No one could though. If he can't do it, no one can.
I just I was never really amazed by it because I know that
Me either.
that helps so much more having those. I mean, people make circus catches all the time. I bet he couldn't do that again if he didn't have those gloves on.
I don't think he can. But
I imagine him having little small, manicured, soft, little tiny Trump
He
hands.
definitely
you
paints
know
his nails.
Yeah, definitely
He paints his nails for whatever team he's on. He paints his
Not
nails.
saying anything's wrong with it, I think that him in particular,
He made that catch. I think the reason why it was so popular was because like the timing of it. Like I think it was like they won the game on that catch, or it was like a crucial point in the game or something. But also, I think he's a good receiver, a number one receiver.
Absolutely.
But I think Keenan Allen's better, and I say that because of this. The same year they came in, right? I think he had like, I don't remember how many yards that Odell had, but Keenan didn't start the first game of that season. They both came in as rookies together. Keenan Allen didn't start the first game of the season. And then the second game, I think he was like third string or something like that, and still didn't get as many snaps. The third game is actually when he became a starter. I think he was second string because somebody got hurt. And he still was almost the same amount of yards as Odell Beckham that
Who do you
season.
think's better now, as it
Still
stands?
Keenan.
Yeah. Who do you think has the most potential going forward?
Keenan.
Okay.
I feel like Odell Beckham.
I feel like Keenan Allen can retire at any time. You mean?
What do you mean?
One more injury, and he'll just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go be a recording artist.
But why do you say that about the injury thing?
Yeah, well, he's injury prone. We've had this conversation so many times.
Just 2 injuries.
Okay.
ACL and the kidney laceration.
It was serious.
Yeah, but then after that, he stayed healthy and kept playing.
Okay.
Your phone.
You're picking that up? Oh, my bad.
But is that McDonald's?
Oh. Big Bear Lake, California. Well, let's go see. You guys keep going. I'm just gonna go to the door.
No, so shit. What?
Is it possible to take a break now? I mean, is it best?
For what?
No, keep going.
Talking for 13 minutes.
Keep going. Keenan Allen is not injury prone like Cairo says he is. He got those 2 big injuries at the end of his season, but after that, he still comes back and plays well. It's not like like the season after he gets injured, he drop a 500 yards or like anything like that. He still comes back better.
Today's episode is brought to you by McDonald's.
You gotta turn away from the camera so you don't get any information on it. But he, like I'm saying, like look at him, right? He's still playing good, still getting 10 receptions a game.
I thought about Pop Smoke. I'm sorry.
I
thought about Pop Smoke. He was like, turn it so that the camera's not on there. You know about that, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why he had that home invasion.
You
He
know
was
that?
showing off on social
man.
media, and he had like some bags that he just bought, and he showed it, and they were able to zoom in on the address, and like that night or the next night.
You don't have my address on that bag, do you?
Yeah, but Pop Smoke was buying like
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna come
I don't
and
care. We don't
kill
make
us
that.
for
I paid
double
$11.
cheeseburgers.
Actually, no, your address actually.
You really didn't know that?
Nah, I just know that some people broke in his house. I didn't know it was because
Yeah, because he was showing off.
it's crazy.
What's gonna get you killed?
Your address is on here. Nothing's on there. Except for how much I paid for it.
How much you pay for it?
Probably what it Pop Smoke's bag.
Good old DoorDash. Oh wait, can I say that?
Yeah, I don't care.
What are they going to do? We ain't got
They
nobody.
charge you.
They're not charging it. Not they're already
They
around
gonna
me.
sponsor us now.
They need to.
Where we at?
No, we're Cam Newton.
Speaking of overpaying for something that's not really worth it, we can go ahead and transition to Cam Newton. Cam Newton has returned to the Carolina Panthers.
Welcome back, Cam.
Yeah.
His
A lot of people
triumphant
are
return.
excited. Some aren't. I believe the contract is up for.
I think it's
up to $10 million.
4.5 guaranteed, and then it's incentive based going forward,
Yeah,
depending on his performance.
and pending a physical.
So
whether
it's
or not.
4.5.
So there's a couple of things I want to touch on with Cam Newton. First of all, from a football aspect, and then from the contract part, and then just from his personality. From football, if you're not into sports or if you're not a Panthers fan, our quarterback is down. Cam Newton's familiar with the organization. He's back. So it's plug and play at that point. Personality-wise, I mean, do you think it'd be a locker room problem?
You think he's humble? To the point?
I think so.
I don't think so. At one point before the injury and kind of like the downfall, I think that he was humble. And then I saw the video surface once he was coming back.
I haven't seen
he
that.
was coming back and going to New England. He had videos with him working out, and he's like, "You guys,
Going
you've never
to
seen
New
a
England?
version of Cam like this
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
This is a different version.
That
I've
was-
never seen this
That
before."
was before the season last year.
He was like, "I'm coming back bigger
He
and
said,
better and all
yeah.
this stuff." And
he said, I ain't even seen this Cam before. And I was like, I
They were
haven't
saying,
either.
like-
It was really bad though.
they were saying that he was done wrong and people are counting him out and all this, and he had a point to prove. So I don't believe that he's entirely humbled.
Let me ask this question. So, let me say this just for the podcast. People who don't live in Charlotte, because I realize that it's
It's a local thing.
a local thing, right? And you guys may not live in Charlotte, so you don't understand completely where we're coming from.
I'm glad you're touching on this.
What people outside of Charlotte look at Cam as MVP Cam, Super Bowl, taking the Panthers to the Super Bowl Cam, Auburn champ, NCAA champ Cam, and they think, oh, he's such great. Why is he not with the team? But as Carolina Panthers fans, people who live in the city and watch the game every single Sunday, we've gone through years of watching a consistency was consistently watching something that we did not like from Cam, and explain what that thing is.
He's consistently
can I touch
inconsistent.
on one thing? The Carolina Panthers are home to both North Carolina and South Carolina.
Trash.
And Charlotte is where we are. We're about 10 miles away from the stadium, so it feels more like the Carolina Panthers or the Charlotte Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
We had to deal with the goods and the bads of Cam Newton. First year, second year, amazing. I was always skeptical because his style of play seems problematic. Him scrambling, not really staying in the pocket. It's great that he's elusive and he's athletic. I mean, he's a hybrid. He's a freak of nature. He's fast. He's big. He was fast. He was big. He was able to scramble and make plays, extend plays, get rushing touchdowns and everything. That was great. But eventually,
The
defenses,
leading quarterback in rushing touchdowns.
he is. He has that record. But eventually, defenses would catch on to this, and they would play preventative plays, or they would play defenses to counter it.
That's the
and they're
thing
gonna
with the NFL. It's like you come in one year with something new and fresh, and you dominate the league. The next year, they catch on.
Yeah,
It's
look
like
at Lamar.
I always
Look at Pat.
I always bring this up. The year when Miami started playing like a college football team and started doing Wildcat, they were
they had that
killing
option,
everybody. And then the next season, shut it down. That happens every year.
All good things come to an end.
And so what happened is I was talking to a friend at work about this, but he said his favorite quarterback of all time is Cam. And I was like, why? And he was telling me, but the thing is I'll just say he was telling me why, and I was like, I don't feel like, he was telling me that Cam was like a physical presence and all this stuff, and the same things you just said, right? But the thing is, like, when the defense caught on and wouldn't allow him to get mobile like he normally would, he had to rely on his passing, and that was his weak point.
So his contract is 1 year.
He got 1 year, up to $10 million. I believe New England's was the max of $1 million, which seems like a better option in my opinion. I don't believe that he deserved that much.
We're gonna sound like haters, man.
I don't.
I'm excited.
He's a great guy. First,
at this point, it's like the Michael Vick situation. I'm hoping that he does well, especially when it's personal.
I want to see I want to see everyone prosper.
Yes.
I just want to point out the flaws and the reasoning behind me and some others not being excited.
Who else would you want to see other than Cam Newton?
Let me ask you this though. Next year, like if he plays for the rest of the season, right? Is he a free agent after the season?
Yeah, I mean.
So after the season, he's a free agent, and we don't sign him. Are there players that you think we can get?
No.
You don't think like Aaron Rodgers?
No.
You don't think so?
Aaron Rodgers isn't going to play in Charlotte.
What if we did something like we have McCaffrey? Let's say McCaffrey.
For now,
McCaffrey may not even come in.
You know how the Panthers front office is.
What if we have? Oh my gosh, yeah.
We'll
I'm just glad we
have
don't
great
have
players and we'll get rid of them or let them go.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look back. There's a list of great players that we just.
I feel like that's
didn't
just
deal with.
Charlotte. Period. Like the Hornets do the
Panthers,
same thing.
yeah.
It's our market.
The
I mean, that's all it
Bobcats
is.
were the
It's
same.
our market.
It's like we don't know how to keep players and help them. Well, I'll say
this could be a change because I'm surprised they went out and got Cam Newton. I mean, it made sense, and I'm surprised that they did.
Really gimmicky.
Whenever we do something that makes sense, I'm always surprised about it.
Yeah, like the mellow ball draft.
Right, drafting Christian McCaffrey. Like every year, I'm like, oh, we should draft this guy. We should draft this guy. It's obvious, and we never do it. Drafting Christian McCaffrey, I was like, wow, that's a good pick. The meat. That's what we want to get into. The nitty gritty. The nitty gritty. Yeah. Let's just get into it. Go ahead, finish up your rant about Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. So yeah, a lot of people are excited about him.
Nah, talk to John.
Yeah. Because you was just going off the rails, and now you're gonna be like, yes.
Okay.
Anyways, Cam Newton. This is
they see it as Superman's returning. Superman's coming back. He's gonna be faster than a speeding bullet, leaping Bank of America building, all this stuff. No, it's not that. I think we're getting Clark Kent, and he probably has a higher chance of being a journalist at the Daily Bugle. I mean, he's got the suits, he's got his fashionable glasses, all that stuff. I'm not even mad at his fashion sense and how he comes into these post game meetings wearing all this crazy stuff and all his antics, the dabbing, the dancing, the long dreads, all this stuff. Like, I don't care about his image. I don't care about his. He's a great guy off the field. He has all these charitable organizations. He doesn't play 60 with the NFL, getting kids involved, exercising. He promotes health. He's vegan. All that. Like, he's a great guy. But as far as being a professional quarterback, a first string quarterback in the NFL, I don't think that he has that anymore. He's a shell of his former self. He was solid. I mean, he was built like Superman. He was crazy his first year. Now he's lost all this weight, all this muscle. He's had all these injuries. And prior to that, his playing style wasn't very good.
He's just not accurate when it comes to passing. Like,
he has,
but as you get older,
overthrown and underthrown passes.
But look at all the athletes that's been in the NBA who relied on sheer athletic ability, and then as they got older, they added more to their game.
Ray Allen was dunking on people.
Look at Vince Carter.
Vince Carter, Blake Griffin. I mean, the list goes.
Look at wrestlers. Look at someone like The Rock who came in just all style and flash, and then near the end of his career, he incorporated like the sharpshooter. It's a more variety. It's a more eclectic catalog of moves. Someone like Cam Newton, he may have relied on his strength and athletic ability, but now they can kind of teach him. He has a new quarterback coach. They can teach him to throw the ball a little better. You can teach someone how to throw. You can teach someone how to read defenses. You can't teach size and ability.
Well,
Tom Brady is 45 years old.
But you don't have to teach him. He already came in the league like that.
He learned that stuff. You don't think he got better? You don't think he evolved?
Well, I think he's gotten better, but I think his ceiling was not like Cam Newton's. I think Cam Newton is at a point.
Do you think he's capped?
No, I think it's a mindset. It's like AP, right? Adrian Peterson went down with the ACL tear, right?
Mm-hmm. Came back in 8 months.
Came back in 8 months and still was really good. But then you see other players that don't come back, even though they don't have like the same injury or anything like that. They come back and they're not the same player they were before, and it's because like the mindset is different. With Cam Newton, I don't know if he's.
Cam Newton's 32 years old, man. I think you guys are counting him out.
No, I'm just saying I don't think he has the mindset to say that. Hey,
he never had the reason to.
This what we're saying.
He's getting paid millions of dollars for it. I think that's a good enough reason.
And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's never had the reason because he's always relied on his legs.
Right, but he doesn't have that anymore.
So now he has the reason to learn.
That also comes along with football IQ. On field, you have to make these. You have to have decision making. He has an ability to read the play. Like, let's say the ball gets snapped. As a QB, you should know. Look at your progressions. Look how that play. Know your play. Know how it's going to run out. Know how the defense could possibly react to it. I don't believe he has that. I think that he struggles to read the playbooks and understands the overall how the game works. So, ball snaps, he should see, this receiver's going to be there. This zone's going to be playing this. This DB's going to be here. He's not faking out any DBs. He's not like he's throwing them off or anything. I mean, it's so predictable to where they know where he's going to throw. He's going to lead that receiver into danger. He's cutting across the field.
He does that a lot.
He's cutting across the field. He's going to throw where he's going to be right into double, triple coverage. It's going to either be an interception or it's going to injure your receiver. That's a liability. Who needs that? QB should know not to do that.
So hear me out, Cairo. This is what I'm saying, right? I'm a basketball player. I'm in the NBA. I'm a point guard. I'm like John Morant or Westbrook or something. I'm fast and I can get to the rim and I can dunk on people, right? 6 years in my career, I try to dunk on somebody and it's a little bit harder. And then the next year I come out there and I try to dunk on somebody. It's even harder. I still succeeded. But at that point, I'm already thinking, all right, I have to figure out how to make this game come to me easier than what it is right now. That's a mindset change. So I start learning how to shoot better. I start learning better feet work. I start learning how to better footwork. I learn how to do moves that takes less out of my body to be successful at what I want to do, which is score or pass or whatever the case may be better on defense or whatever the case may be. How can I help my team? I feel like that's what good players do. Like we talked about Ray Allen. Ray Allen ended up being one of the best 3-point shooters ever in the history of NBA because he changed from how he used to play to who he became at the end of his career.
Okay, and you're saying
Cam Newton's going to do that?
Are you saying it's too late for Cam Newton to do that?
No, I'm saying that Cam's mindset has to be there. He has to be.
Are you saying it's not there?
I don't think it is. I'm saying that it's not.
Okay, so let's move this.
Can I say why?
Go ahead.
Well, I'll make it quick. Sheer athleticism, that's what he relied on. Scrambling, breaking tackles, all like he led in everything. Rushing yards, tackles yards after the tackle. And that was good in everything. But you saw he started taking these hits because people are like, all right, he's a problem. We're going to play a contain or something. We're going to target him. We're going to make sure that we get him down. We're going to stop him from getting all these rushing yards. He'd take these hits. Customarily, a QB who scrambles, they slide. They don't want to hurt themselves.
Yeah, where they're 190 pounds.
Cam's different. All right, he can take those hits. He would do like a little juke or a fake or something like that, get a little bit more yards. Then he'd eventually get hit because he's not sliding. He'd take these full-on tackles. That's going to wear him down over the years, and it has, all these injuries. You got to know better. You got to look ahead and say, I'm not going to have all these hits taken on me because eventually it's going to have a toll on you. That's why he's hurt now. He wants to continue doing that, even to this day. Even if you look at him with New England, he was still doing the same thing. He hasn't learned. He hasn't developed.
He doesn't run the same either.
And he wants to. He wants to keep doing that, but that's not him anymore.
It's funny watching him run now, though, because like when he runs now, he's just like.
That's what he's always done. He gets to that last little thing and does like this little thing. Like people, they're still gonna hit you.
It's
like,
so much slower than it used to be. Like it used to look like a juke. Now it looks like he's just like, oh my god, bad hips. That's what it looks like now.
Shoulder injuries.
All right, so final take. Do you think right now we're 4-5? Do you think he takes us to the playoffs?
I think he's gonna play better than Sam. I don't know about playoffs because division.
Winning record.
No, because we have division games coming up. So I think.
So you don't
Saints
think we win?
I think
over under 9 games.
Not a winning record.
What do you
we have
think?
4 wins right now.
Yep. Do you think
4 wins at the end of the season? I'm hot take.
I say we win at least 9 games under Cam's regime. All right. So we can move forward. We'll come back to it. Right now we're 4-5.
9-8.
Yeah, it's a 17-game season.
I think he'll play a little bit. He'll either get hurt or, he'll be benched.
Cam doesn't really get hurt though.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Okay.
Nate, he doesn't get hurt as much as Keenan Allen.
You keep saying this.
That's different.
How many times did Keenan Allen get hurt?
I mean, major injuries. The 2 that you mentioned are the ones that I can think of.
How many times Cam Newton get hurt?
Major injuries. He hurt his ankle that one time, and then his shoulder.
So he doesn't get hurt as much as Keenan Allen. It's literally the same thing.
But who gets hit more?
Cam Newton.
Okay.
He's a quarterback.
All right. That's my point.
Not all quarterbacks.
So what are you saying? He's not going to be injury prone if he's going to get hit more.
If he gets hit more than Keenan Allen and they have the same amount of injuries, and Keenan Allen's not injury prone, we can't say that Cam Newton gets injured.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Okay, I get what you're saying there. So Keenan, when he gets hit, though, his hits become because he's sacrificing his body.
And so, Cam doesn't. We just mentioned that he doesn't slide.
But that's him. He doesn't have to, as a quarterback. You don't have to sacrifice your body. You get touched
but
more.
But he does, though. He does.
That's what I'm saying. You get touched more, but he sacrifices his body when he doesn't have to. You don't think that's going to play into this season?
So I guess my take is I think he's going to change. He's going to grow. He's going to evolve.
I hope he does. Now I'm not on Ri'Yadh's train saying that he.
So it seems like I'm on one extreme, Ri'Yadh's on the other, and you're right in the middle.
Kind of
straddling like you always do.
No, I'm just saying that I don't think he's going to be as bad as Ri'Yadh's saying, but also I don't think he's going to be good. I guess I don't even know. But what I'm saying is I hope he plays good.
I do too. So can we move forward and get to the nitty gritty?
Season, I want another quarterback next season.
Can we get to the meat and potatoes?
The nitty gritty.
Nathan, do you want to set us up? I feel like you should be the moderator here. You should set us up for the next topic because the next topic it's a good one.
What are we talking about? The old lady?
We're saying the things that you would do and wouldn't do for money, and the importance of money.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
So, for $10 million, go ahead, Nathan.
Let's talk about the other thing, not the first thing.
Okay.
Oh, so the old lady thing? You want to do that one instead of the first one?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we can modify the first one. It doesn't have to be that extreme.
Go ahead.
It's basically selling your body.
It's just about what you're willing to do for money. No
what wouldn't you do?
Reverse. You know what? Just without being said, what we was talking about earlier. Reverse that scenario.
Would you let somebody for $10 million?
There we go.
Oh, still no.
Okay. All right, moving on.
That's what I'm saying. For me, it's not about money.
It's about morals and value.
Yeah, my values are more. For me, it's more. My morals, my values are more valuable than the money. And
so you wouldn't let a man perform oral sex on you for $10 million for 60 seconds. Nope. You get to pick the guy.
What if it's a woman?
No.
You won't let a woman do it?
She's not my wife. No. See, that's what I'm saying.
You don't have a wife. I will let somebody else's wife do it for $10 million.
And that's you, Cairo. That's not me. My values are.
Well, that's the whole point that we're trying to get to, though. Well, like, what would you do
what's
immorally?
Your number one value?
God.
Okay, number 2.
My son.
Number 3. I'm only gonna do 3.
If I get married, then I have a wife. But right now, I guess.
Your passion, your purpose.
Yeah, I guess my passion. Well, my neighbors, I would say.
Your neighbors?
Yeah, so like you, for example.
I don't even know I don't live near you.
Shut up. You know what I'm talking about.
So, would you let me? would you suck?
At any point, would one kind of take precedent over the other? Like, let's say your wife, would you put her before God, or would you put Kaden before?
What does the Bible say?
No, because for me to do the things that I do for my wife or for my son, it all stems through everything that I'm taught from God. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So, like, for example, if the way I take care of my son and
your wife, never mind. I can't talk about that. I mean, on camera. Like, what if your wife and your son were at gunpoint?
I thought you were going to say.
And the preacher.
It's the nitty gritty.
A preacher asked you to do that first thing.
And that preacher isn't a Christian, and I'm saying no.
He's Catholic.
Okay. Alrighty.
So you wouldn't murder anyone. So what would you do for $10 million? What?
I will earn it myself.
He says that he doesn't value the money.
But time is money. You have to value your time. Do you value your time? I mean, if it's not about money, do you value your time?
Yeah, so I have to work. For me, I'll have to work myself.
Okay, so forget about the money. Would you do it if you didn't have to work again for the rest of your life?
No.
That's not even it, because I mean, if you getting that
abundance
of money, we did the math. It's around 30 years old, retire around 60. That's 30 years of work, 40 hours every week, 52 weeks out the year, 30 years. He's making around $700,000.
I thought you were clapping for like sound effect. You trying to catch something?
Yeah, some that in the room.
It's about $700,000 earned income until it retires. We offered saying that you're going to get $1 million. It'll cover that 300 extra thousand. What would you do to have that to where you don't have to work? And he's saying that the money's not important. The most important thing is being there with his child, raising him seeing him,
instilling values in him.
Right.
And that also goes into the fact, like, for example, if I don't get $10 million, him seeing dad go to work and work for 40 hours a week, or learning how to get better at what he has a passion for, like all that. If I get $10 million, I can pay people to do things. I don't have to do things. But if I don't have $10 million, then I can work hard and do things like create a podcast. And my son see, oh, I saw daddy work hard.
But if you're getting paid, then you can put all that time into your passions.
You can still show him the business side of
right.
having that business.
And so one day when I'm with
the safety net,
I'll be able to do that too. I don't need the $10 million to do
but you need the time.
I can have the time as well. I mean, I have to work, obviously, so that takes
So maybe we have to question this differently. Maybe instead of the money, would you add more time to your day or more time to your life? The ability to do more things within that time? There has to be something that's value to you besides your kid.
So you're saying, we were asking if is there anything possible that I would
immorally
that I would to do that for 10.
Not just that.
I don't even think we can present a situation to him and put a number on it, because that's not what's important to him.
That's what I'm saying. Time.
Well,
not currency, but time. But time is a currency.
I still don't see it being worth it.
If I can guarantee you more time, if I can wave a magic wand and guarantee you more time, is there anything that you would do immorally to get that time?
No. I mean, I do immoral stuff all the time. I'm not perfect. But I get what you're saying in this scenario. No, because even learning how to adjust and learning how to make time when I don't have time is something I feel is valuable.
See, I don't find any value in that. I feel like that's
I feel like
literally
a
a
bad
waste of
person for
time.
taking the easy way out now.
This is y'all. This is who I am.
If given the opportunity, there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is going out and trying to find a reason. That's what makes it wrong. That's what makes it immoral. But if someone's giving you if your job came to you right now and said, hey, we're going to give you a pay raise for no reason, you're not going to say, no, morally that's wrong. I have to work and show you that I'm worth it. That's how you come off to me.
No.
That's how you come off to me.
No, because I don't see that my job giving me a pay raise as immoral.
Why? If you haven't
He's
deserved
accepting $2
I've
million
worked.
or more?
I've been working there, right?
it. But you're the only person? So you saying you work more than everyone else?
Well, they're giving me a pay raise because I've been working there for a period.
Well, what about the
of time
person who's been working there the same amount of time?
What's the work that they're doing or
The same thing as you. But you're the only person who gets the reward.
Then I always tell him that, hey, if you're going to give me a pay raise, then why don't you give him a pay raise if we're doing the same amount of work?
And he says,
working the
shh,
same time?
it's just between you and I.
Nah, I don't feel that's right.
Then that's where the issue is.
Wow.
That's where the issue is. I mean, it's not even an issue. It's just that's where the difference is.
Yeah.
For me, if my job came to me and said, hey, we got this extra money, we're going to give it to you.
Don't tell me.
Because
But
you're
don't
out of
tell
favor or
anybody.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
I
that.
like, yeah, I'll take it.
I don't play those games. Even like with my kids. If I had more kids, I wouldn't do that either. It's just, I don't feel like that's the way you should do things.
Because it's frowned upon by your peers? Or your...
No,
So I guess between
don't
just
care
me
about
and
eyes
Ree,
on me.
I'm taking $10 million.
I hate to keep on so basically, we would say, what wouldn't you do for $10 million? And the only thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't destroy my body to the point to where it ruined my life, my quality of life. I mean, I guess I could take somebody out for $10 million. A bad person.
I think people
Take somebody out.
$10 million is a lot of
It's
money. On average,
It's not even a
how
lot
much
of
is
money.
on-
It's
how
just
much
that it's enough. $10 million is enough. $10 million is enough to not have to work and get up every morning and go to work. And it's not about being lazy. It's that I can do things that I want to do.
I hear that.
I'm financially free. And
Spend time with your
and
family.
okay, so you said the most important thing to you is God and your child. The most important thing to me is freedom. People died for their freedom. Give me freedom. What is it in the proclamation? It was give me death, give me freedom, or give me
A
death.
proclamation.
Yeah, when the Emancipation.
The
Lincoln.
Emancipation Proclamation?
Yeah, give me freedom or
Talking
give me.
about the Constitution.
That's not the Constitution.
What's the thing that give me freedom or give me death?
Mhm. The Constitution is you might be right,
I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
but it says give me freedom or give me death. Not money, not women, not time, anything. Freedom, true freedom.
Freedom from what?
Everything, to do whatever you want, to live your life the way you want.
See,
Because you can't do that. You can't live life the way you want. Because you don't want to get up every morning and go to work.
I think you may want to.
I was gonna say I do.
I hate working.
I do too.
If I have the, let's say it's Sunday. If I have the option of going to work, going back and forth to work for 40 hours, or spending time with my wife and children, I'm gonna do that. Like if I don't have to do that and I can have money and do that, then I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna be like, all right, babe, or all right, sweetie, all right, kids, bye. Daddy's got to go to work for 8 hours today. I'll see you in 8 hours. Hope nothing important happened. No milestones or anything. Or you
Give
guys
me
don't-
liberty or give me
If
death.
I have the money,
It's freedom.
I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, I know. But that's
Yeah.
the quote.
And for me, freedom isn't about like having time to do whatever I want to do in my life. Freedom is like it's being free from all of my temptations and being free from all of the different things that I can allow to have control over me, like a $10 million, if that's going to make me do something immoral. That's what my freedom is. If I can free myself from being tempted to take the $10 million to do something immoral, then that's freedom for me. I don't know if that made any sense.
$10 million doesn't only guarantee your freedom, but next
again,
generations.
How do you define freedom? Your freedom and my freedom are two different things.
And what did you say your freedom was?
It's being free from any of the temptations.
There is only one definition of
There is, I know. But I'm saying, what is your? How do you define freedom?
What's that definition of freedom?
I mean, it's
We
being
know
able to.
what it is. Let's get the
It's being able, for me. The way I interpret it is to be able to do whatever you want in your pursuit of happiness.
What does that say?
The power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Absence of subjection to foreign domination or...
The state of not being in prison or enslaved.
It's a big glare on the TV.
Financially, religiously,
That's all that.
systematically,
Yeah.
socially.
So there we go. So you don't think so? Your freedom is
Is exactly what it's defined as.
and mine is that.
So in your pursuit of happiness, you think it's natural for you to have to get up and trade your time? You're basically trading your time for money.
My pursuit of happiness is what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is my happiness. I don't need $10 million.
But what about the obstructions in your way?
This? I make videos and
No, I mean,
work
like,
on-
you don't clock in for an employer? You don't have, like, a job? Like a...
Yeah, I go.
No, you don't have to say what it is. Like,
No, yeah. I go in, I clock in, we do things either on set or in a studio or whatever, and then I have another job where I work from home doing social media stuff, and like yesterday I just filmed an interview, documentary. Just me and the person who I was documenting.
I'm thinking you have a job.
Well, I mean, that's my job.
I'm not talking about,
That's
like,
not a job.
a business or a hobby or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a passion. A
I'm
job
thinking, like,
is what I do.
you report to an employer.
Yeah, I wake up and
You
I
don't
gotta
to
go.
a corporation and you clock in and you do that.
Right.
I do, but
Things
I
that you
don't-
don't want to do. Like I don't
you
like
don't
my
wanna
job.
do-
I'm not
even-
good at my job, and I don't like the amount of money I get paid to do my
Yeah,
job.
yeah, so,
but
like,
I have to do my
Even
job.
when I was working at right, I worked there, and that didn't stop me from doing what I wanted to do. It got me. I still am at the place where I am right now. You know what I mean?
So basically, what you're saying is you want to go to work because if it doesn't interfere, then why not do it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like what I'm doing right now is what I want to do. I want to get better. I want to do bigger things.
See, what I'm doing, I don't want to do it, and it's in my way of doing things that I want to do.
Right. So when you were at instead of doing that 40 hours a week, would
There's
you
not,
rather been
he's
home with
he's
your
basically
wife
saying there's nothing
and
that he would
child
rather
and
do. He
God?
wanted to go to work. He would do,
Definitely would have rather done something else. But my path to get me to where I am today is because I was working at Coke.
okay, so that's not freedom.
No,
it's
Kyle,
a-
listen,
it's
you
a
hear what I'm
difference.
saying?
Yeah, I understand exactly
me
what you're saying.
working
Do you
there
hear
for
what you're saying?
2 or 3 years, right, is what got me to where I am today. If it wasn't for me working there today, I wouldn't have the passion.
Exactly.
To do
That's and it was a hindrance to your freedom.
no, that
You was a
is-
slave to your wage. You had to do it in order to get to where you're
Say
at
what you
now.
wanna say, Nathan.
So the difference between y'all and Trell found a job that fits what his passion is. He's into film. Everything
Right
he
now,
does is
but
film.
we're talking
So
about.
when you do something that you love, it's no longer it's a job, but it's something that you enjoy doing.
I
You
agree.
Go to a place where you
I
don't
agree.
really like.
No. I agree with that.
So-
He's right. But I'm talking about when he talked about.
Yeah, but that was his stepping stone to get to where he wanted to be.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's a hindrance to getting to where I want to be, and I don't want to do it to get there, and I just want to just skip that and go right there, that's freedom to me.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I don't feel that it's freedom for me. For me, it's like I needed to work at for 2
You
3
see?
years to have that burning desire to do what I'm doing right now.
I don't need
How
that
do
for a
you
burning
see-
desire. I just want to get straight
You don't
to
have
it.
a desire though.
I do.
You don't. What's your desire to be? What? So the job you're at right now, you hate it, right?
I hate it. I'm not even
Why
good at
haven't
it.
you done something else?
Because I have to have that job in order to get to where I
Correct.
want to be.
So you see how Trell, everything he does, like he said, film is where he wants to be, and like he wants to get bigger and better at it.
Uh huh.
Do you have something like that for you?
Yes.
What is it?
What is it?
Accounting. I want to be able to. I want
So
to be
you've
able
been
to.
working at this place for like what 12 years, and you haven't gotten there yet.
No, and it's
Why
going to
is
take
that?
a long time because I don't make enough money to do it.
You tell me in 12 years you couldn't make enough money to do that.
No,
Dude,
I don't have enough money to be financial
How
free.
much money do you need to do it?
At least $200,000.
I thought you were gonna say 10 million.
But I might get that 10 minutes tonight.
So, okay, but for me, what I'm saying is like,
What I want to do, I can't work. I can't have another job and do it at the same time.
so you tell me in 12 years you couldn't
neither
find
could you.
any. Say that again.
And neither could you.
What do you
What
mean?
he just said, what he's doing right now, he wouldn't be able to do it and work.
Oh yeah, so in those 12 years,
You agree with
couldn't
that, right?
find what he's doing. Yeah, I understand.
No, what you're doing too, what everybody's doing who's living right now, unless you're financially free. Unless you're free.
yeah,
We're
financially
all
free.
slaves.
So what I'm saying is, in those 12 years, you couldn't find any way to possibly get to where you wanted to be. Like you
Not
said,
without paying for it. That's the whole topic. You have to trade that time for money or you have to trade that money for time.
What are you paying for?
What I've been paying for?
Yeah.
For schooling, I would have to have the degree, and I would have to pay for that. Or I'd have to go in debt, and I would owe somebody for it.
So you tell me there's no
And
way
debt is slavery.
you couldn't do any of that stuff at all.
No, it wouldn't be physically possible, not without the money.
You
So I have
couldn't
to
find a
pay
way
for my time. I have to pay in time. Those 12 years, a slave, I'm paying. That's the time. I'm putting that time in because I don't have the money to put in. Some people, they go to college, so they cut their time in half. Instead of 12 years, they do it in 4 years. But they have to pay money to do it.
All right. So what I'm hearing then is, what you're saying is you're never going to be able to do that.
I will, but I have to work for it.
How long?
I don't know. I mean, I can crunch the numbers, but right now, I mean,
In a percentage, how close?
I don't
do you
know,
think you
5,
are
10 years. 5 or 10 years. I could say 20, 25 years total until I get to a point to where I don't have to work and I can do what I want to do, which is just manage my own money so that my money makes money for me. That way I don't have to work. And that's what I'm passionate about. Because I want to be able to own something so I can get that residual income. Mm-hmm. That way I can help you. I wouldn't mind doing, I want to do what you do, but I want to be able to have that freedom to wake up in the morning and to say the only thing I have to do, go meet Trell. Work on this. But I can't do that because I have to go to work. Like today, I was supposed to be here at a certain time. I was tired because I had to work all day yesterday. And I had to do overtime so that I can have extra money. And I don't feel like I get paid enough, but that's a whole other thing. And I don't like what I do. I'm not good at what I do. I'm not passionate about it. I hate going there. But I don't complain about it. I'm only just saying this now. I don't complain about it because I understand I'm trading my time for money. That's what everybody has to do, unless you don't have to do it. But I want to get to that point. And it takes work. It takes hard work. I mean, that's really all it is to it. I'm never going into debt. I'm not free now, so I'm definitely not going to have someone else put shackles on me. I can't do it.
That's why I brought up the question of, would you trade all this time?
Right. For $10 million.
lump sum?
And if you can do it an easy way, instead of waking up every morning and doing something that you don't want to do, wouldn't it be easier to just do something that you don't want to do for 60 seconds?
Yeah, we got to take a break in a second, but I just, and you might disagree with me, but
there's no wrong answer.
I just feel like the time that I spent even doing the things that I don't want to do is still valuable for me.
I understand that. And I understand that.
Journey.
The journey is important. Like, if I can just skip steps, then who am I at the end of that thing?
I get it.
I don't.
It's like pay to play.
I think of, like, for example, like, if I want to be a filmmaker, right? I've been trying to be a filmmaker for like 10 years, so I've been slowly taking different steps to get to that point. And where I am today, I've grown so much just in the past year.
I've seen it.
I agree.
The reason
And you've grown.
because of that, it's because of all the 10 plus years of me trying to do film and stuff. And
Right,
if I
I
could
get
just get money or skip or have as much time or whatever, I just feel like it wouldn't have.
You remember that old Pokemon episode with the gym trainer Surge, and he had to Raichu? And at the time, you know, Ash was like, "Oh wow, you have a Raichu? How much training did you do? How'd you get one so fast?" And of course, Ash had the Pikachu. And then after a while, he was like, "Oh wait a second." He skipped steps. He used a Thunderstone to evolve his Raichu. So he didn't learn all the necessities that he needed to become full. So he knew that he didn't understand anything about agility. He wasn't fast enough. So he used that to his advantage with his Pikachu to beat him. So it's kind of like that. But I'm saying I'm using that Thunderstone.
Anyway, Travis Scott, like, you were talking about that last week, and I was going through a little heat stroke. So.
It's more information being brought to the table. That's all.
Yeah.
And plus, we have to clarify what we talked about the first time because a lot of the information wasn't right.
Yeah, I know I said that the actual pushing and everything happened once Drake performed, but apparently it had already happened before anything had even started. Like, once the gates opened, people were rushing up to get into the pit right up front. And that's where, you know, it initially started, with people getting trampled and pushed and ran over and all that stuff.
What would you do if you were up there? Like, this is... Oh, here's the other thing, too.
But we're built different.
I've been in pits. Like, I go to a lot of music concerts and festivals, and I prefer being right up front in the pit. Pay a little bit more, but you get a better show. Me personally, I'm a little bit bigger than, you know, a lot of the people, because, I mean, I've seen Justin Timberlake, I've seen Chance.
Really? I didn't know you see JT.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen Rihanna,
Chance,
Bruno Mars,
Bruno, Travis. I've been to a couple of Travis concerts, and they're all wild like that, but just not to that magnitude. I mean, that's a music festival. I believe there was 50,000 in attendance. The one I've gone to gone to like Spectrum Arena in Charlotte, or like Bank of America or PNC or something like that. It's a lot smaller, but at the same time, I'm still bigger than most of the people that are around. It's like teenagers and.
Are they when you're there? Or is it like people shoulder to shoulder, or do you sit?
That's in the pits. So usually, right up front, there's no seating, there's no chairs or anything. Everyone's just standing.
That story you told about you at the Ri'Yadh concert was hilarious.
When she looked at me.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
not
on
that
tape.
part. It's just, you were like the people around you were dancing, and like there's like some gay dudes dancing and like singing and stuff, and you were like, I don't care. Hey,
I'm enjoying myself. I'm a huge fan of Rihanna.
So, are
I
you
don't
sending
care
him
how I
these
look.
clips so that he could put them on? Because last week you talked about Regina King. How
Oh
she.
yeah. I've got some clips of other.
You got to send him the
Travis-
clips so he can actually add them so that you can see, or at least post a link.
yeah, I can do that.
But we got to add you to the group.
But
What were you saying?
I was gonna say about Travis Scott, where he it's a crazy thing that he had this incident happen, because this is not the first time that he had something like this kind of happen, and it seems like he has. I heard this from somewhere, but it seems like he has like this persona of inciting riots everywhere he goes. It's like even if he's walking down the street, it's like people are chasing him and stuff. So it's like it kind of didn't he mention like, well, I want you guys to like tear down the barricades and kind of stuff like that too.
Yeah. He's
So,
done
like-
it at other shows where I believe there was one when a guy
video you
was
sent
coming
me.
off the
What?
balcony.
The video you sent me.
It was a kid coming off the balcony, and he was like, he jumped over the rail and he was leaning forward, and at some point it got his attention, and he's encouraging him. He's like, jump, fool, y'all, you came out here for my concert, you need to turn up, like jump. The kid jumped off. They caught him for the most part. He was trying to crowd surf, but he injured himself, and later he sued and won that lawsuit.
So that kind of stuff don't look good when all this stuff is going on. Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna change, or if like it'll explode.
He's not going to change. He makes like $100,000 per show, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's going to pay it back. Does he have that money?" Like, he'll just do another show and make that M plus more.
He doesn't write most of his songs. Like most of his material is
He's a
written for
performer.
him. He just performs. And then a lot of it's auto tune. I mean,
Is he an
what
industry
talent
puppet?
is there really?
Not an industry. I mean, it's only an industry puppet if you pretend like it doesn't happen. He's a performer. The same as a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter is what it is. That's his job. And if he's obviously good at what he does, so why not?
Did we say the ending number? There's now 9
Yeah, it's
casualties.
none. You guys did.
Someone died in the hospital? How? I mean, what was it, like internal injuries?
She had her
Probably.
injuries, and she was in there in critical condition, and then the other day she finally passed.
I do wonder what these injuries are like. Is it like head injuries, like internal
Right.
organs?
I mean, if you
Like,
look
how
at
are
the
people
videos,
dying?
People are like what I was saying earlier. When I'm in the pit, you have good. You're still shoulder to shoulder, but me being big, I push people off. I'm getting them out the way. I'm trying to ease my way up front. But if it's someone smaller or it's not that much room, these people were back to back as if somebody was right here on me, and you can see as they're moving, as people are more people are pushing. That compression on your chest, like they couldn't breathe.
Can't breathe.
People were,
Trampled.
yeah.
That sucks, man.
It is unfortunate. Rest in peace to those that were lost.
I wonder how he really feels. Like that video he sent out, which everybody's clowning him.
He
for.
doesn't seem like he's very compassionate about it. If I'm just being honest, like,
Well, yeah, that's why I said I wonder what he really feels, because what he puts out there is what he puts out there.
I mean, he's young. I think he's starting to feel the pushback, and it's like, man, they're putting the blame on me, which I don't think is fair. Like, they're trying to ruin this guy's career when it's not his fault. I mean, he's just doing his job. Like, it's the production company's job to make sure.
Definitely.
Because when we went to the festival when we was in Virginia, they were making sure they were passing out water. They
It
were
was in every
doing
corner. I mean, they
welfare
had stations,
checks.
carts that
Yeah.
were filled up that dispense water. They
Don't they
had
have like medics
paramedics there.
close to this?
yeah. There's
They
medics
were
in
everywhere.
every
They were handing out
area.
water. If
Yeah.
anything went wrong, you come up to them and say,
And
"I'm dizzy."
what were they saying to do? Like, put your phone up or something.
Right.
Like,
So when it's a
Yeah.
large event like that, they instruct you before it starts.
Exactly.
If someone's having any type of health problems or condition, raise your phone, turn your flashlight, and flash it like that. So you have that.
And it
circle of
happened
people doing
often.
it, and it'll notify the paramedics and everyone else. Clear room. We're gonna get through. We're gonna help this person.
So
And you can see it at the Travis.
to clarify, it was a boy. His name was Ezra. He fell and was trampled, so he ended up dying to his injuries. His organs were damaged, and he had brain swelling.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say his organs were harvested.
That's the worst part because you see, the initial injury and everything.
He was yelling, "I
and
can't
you
breathe."
succumb to those injuries days later.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. It really is.
That's some sad stuff. What do you do if you're on
How
sick? I
old
think
was
that's
he?
what I was saying.
You said a little boy. How old was he? And how old do you have to be to get into these concerts?
That's what I was going to ask. For
Is
these
it
concerts.
because of the content that he's rapping about? There's going to be drugs there.
Oh,
Is
is that true? Did they find out about that yet? About the guy stabbing people with needles?
But that has nothing to do with Travis Scott.
I know, but that happened. I'm wondering if it's true or not. Because if so, then
I think the investigation is still ongoing.
that's crazy if that's happening though. Like that, does that count towards the death tolls or anything and injuries? Because that, like you said, that has nothing to do with Travis Scott, unless he pays somebody to go do it just to get the crowd crazy.
That would be crazy. It's quite the accusation. Sheesh.
You heard it here.
Careful.
All right, Cairo, you want to tell us this joke?
Yeah, it's a little dad joke. So, it's two cowboys, right? And they're starving to death. They're out in the middle of the desert. They're on their horses. They're starving. And they look out into the sunset and they see a bacon tree. Right? So there's this bacon tree and they both notice it and they're like, there's a bacon tree over there. So they rush to get to it so they can eat. But when they get there, a bunch of shooting happens and they both die. But it wasn't a bacon tree. It was a ham bush.
That was terrible. All right, look.
A goddamn ambush.
I got to jump too. Why is it impossible to starve in the desert?
I don't know.
Oh, it's something to do with dessert. No?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because of the sandwiches there. Really simple. Just,
I got one.
Didn't put a lot of hype around it.
They got one. So there's these two farmers. They live out in Kentucky. And
I swear, if this punchline is a ham bush.
the two farmers live out in Kentucky. They're farming and they're just old at this point. They're about 60 something. There's like, man, we're just too old for this. We're tired of doing this. I want to, get one of those fancy jobs where I can sit at home or sit on a computer and work. So I got it. So there's a guy. One of them is Bob. The other one is Tim. Tim is like, dude, that does sound good. I want to do that, right? Bob was like, yeah, you know what? I need to learn how to work a computer. I need to go to school, go back to college, or go to college because I've never been before, and learn a skill like that so I can get one of these jobs. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go to the community college tomorrow and see if I can sign up for some classes or something. So Tim is like, oh, yeah, do that, dude. Like, go do that and let me know what you hear because I might want to do the same thing. And maybe we can work together. You never know. So the next day, Bob goes to community college. He's talked to the secretary and said, hey, I'm trying to sign up for some classes, but I've never been here before. I don't know how this works. I graduated high school, but I don't remember anything. I've been a farmer all my life. I just work. The lady's like, well, here's a list of the courses we have, and you can check them out and see what you like. He's looking through the list, and he's like, I don't understand any of this stuff. It's really hard. Like, I want you to understand, I'm starting from scratch. So she calls a dean. He's in the office next door. He comes over, and he's like, hey, I heard you were trying to get into community college and was trying to figure out where to start, and you don't understand anything about these classes. He's like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm old, I'm really old, and I'm just tired of working. I want to work from home or work on a computer or something. What do I need? What do I need to do? And the dean's like, well, here you go. Here's a few of the classes you can take. So we have classes like Psychology 101. Something simple. You can learn about how the brain works. He's like, okay, that I don't know if I'm interested in that. He's like, how about this one? We have a logic class. He said, logic? I don't know. I've never heard a class called logic. That just sounds self-explanatory, right? He said, yeah, let me explain it to you. The way it works is, how about this? I'll give you a better example. You tell me this. I'll ask you a question, and you answer. So he asked Bob. He says, so, do you have a lawnmower? Bob was like, yeah, I do have a lawnmower. What does that have to do with the logic class? He's like, well, here's how it works. Logically, because you have a lawnmower, I assume you have a front yard, right? He's like, yeah, I do have a yard. That was pretty neat. I see what you did there. He said, but I'm not done yet. He says, since you have a front yard, I assume logically that you have a house. You own a house, right? Bob was like, I do own a house. I see where you're going with this. Yeah, the dean says, yeah, so you have a house, so I assume you have a family. He said, yes, I do have a family. So you have a wife, right? He said, yeah, I do have a wife. This is pretty neat. And so the dean was like, all right, cool. So just by me asking that you have a lawnmower, I assume you have a front yard. I assume that you have a house. And I assume you have a family. I assume you have a wife, which therefore, just by me asking one question, logically speaking, you are heterosexual. He says, yeah, I am. Dude, that was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty cool. I think I'm going to sign up for this class. So he signs up for the logic class along with some simple stuff like math and English and things like that, right? He goes back home, and there's Tim sitting on his front porch because, they sit out on the front porch, drink beer after working all day. Mm-hmm. Tim's like, dude, I've been waiting for you all day. What happened? Tell me all the news. He's like, dude, I signed up for some classes. I'm so excited. I'm going to be working from home in no time. He's like, oh, yeah, what did you find out? What classes did you sign up for? He said, well, I signed up for stuff like math and science and stuff, but here, there's this class called logic. It's so cool. Let me tell you about it. And he's like, okay, I'm ready. What's it all about? Bob's like, Tim, do you have a lawnmower? Tim's like, I don't. Bob's like, well, then you're gay.
I was wondering where that was going. I was like, it's the wrong joke. Okay.
I learned that joke. I read that in a joke book years ago, and then I got so mad one day. I was watching Jimmy Kimmel or something. They had Norm Macdonald on there. He told the same joke. I was like, that dude stole that joke from me. I was so
He
mad.
probably wrote it.
All right, I got to get out of here. But before I go, let me talk to the camera real quick. And Cairo, if you have any input, please. But we're thankful that you guys are here watching us, and if you like what you see, we just want to ask a favor. We like making this, and we like having you guys comment and like and give us feedback and stuff like that. But we want to get better at it, and we want to put out more. We want to be more consistent. We want to be able to do this at a higher quality, make something better for you guys. We want you guys to get something back from what the time you spend to watch us or listen to us, however you're watching or listening to us.
Because time is money.
Time is money. But the thing is, the way we have this set up right now is a very simple setup, and the way we edit the thing is, I'm the one who edits all the videos, and that's because I am the person who knows how to edit videos. And that takes a lot of time to do, which means sometimes we don't get the videos out on time, which means sometimes we don't post the podcast on Apple or Spotify on time. And we hate for you guys to be waiting for stuff, and also it hurts us because we're inconsistent in that way. So we're hoping that just so that we can be more consistent, that we can have a better product, we're gonna start a Patreon and see if you guys would just give something just to help us find a way to get better cameras and get a better setup to make it easier for us to set up and tear down, or maybe move into a studio one day. We don't know. Get an editor to do the work that I'm doing so that we can work together and get them out faster. Something. We don't know. We want to come up with a plan of how to use the money, but also as the Patreon, we have some stupid ideas, stupid, fun, and just good ideas in mind that we want to do as far as Patreon tiers and stuff, and what we can give back to you guys for spending money on us and helping us grow and just being there and helping us in the way that we want to make this be a successful thing. So yeah, we're just gonna let you guys know we're gonna start Patreon, and we haven't started yet, but as soon as we do, we'll put the link in the description below, and And you guys can go check it out if you want to give 50 cents. I don't know what the lowest amount is, but if you can give like 50 cents or $1 or whatever, or if you want to drop a one-time gift of like $5,000, whatever you want to give.
Anything helps.
Every
$10 million. Listen, what I also want to start talking about some of the topics that we're going to talk about on the next episode too. That way, it's like it can be a reminder for us, and also give a preview. Because I know we were going to talk about the new Marvel lineup, but we're going to wait for Isaac to come in because he can get more input. And what else was it?
Do we want them to maybe suggest things for us to talk about, or maybe comment on something that we got wrong, or?
I have ideas.
Yeah, we can have a section where we could go over the corrections.
Like and subscribe?
I haven't. Like and subscribe. See, that's another thing we can get better at.
Well,
There's a lot of things we can get better at.
Yeah, that just goes with practice. And
yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what's a good way to engage with you guys, so where we can hear what you have to say, but at the same time, fulfill, like, for example, if there's like a Patreon tier where we have people put suggestions in there and we can pay attention to those people and cater to what they would like to see more, or like if we have specific like Patreon only fan engagement thing videos or something like that, like if people out there, subscribers and stuff, are saying, hey, how do you guys feel about blah blah blah,
yeah, and touch on those talking points, and then that way they can have their opinion shared too.
Right.
And maybe even in the future we can go live and we can do those things right there in real time.
Yeah, like there was a cool thing that I was thinking
I
about
like
doing.
the interactive nature.
At one point, this was before we got the podcast started, but I wanted to start it so long ago. This was before the football season started. I was thinking it'd be cool just to have a couple of us from our fantasy football league just sit here and draft live and talk trash the whole time.
We could do that.
Just anything,
We can do that.
There's a lot of different things we have in mind. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but should I mention the thing?
What's that?
The thing I just talked to Michael about?
I mean, yeah, that'll be like a
up?
season preview. Yeah, we can mention it, and then
Should
because it's gonna happen.
Should I say it now, or should I wait until later and hype it up when it's closer to that time?
Let's just say it's gonna get physical in the future. It's gonna get real physical and real interactive.
Dude, we have a lot of stuff we want to do.
We could even live stream it.
That would, like a pay-per-view or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, we have a lot of ideas. We just need your help to get us there. So if you want to check out our Patreon and give us something, anything, like Ri'Yadh says, every little bit helps. Then we can come back bigger, better, and have a lot of different things going for you guys. And we know you're going to love it. We love hearing what you have to say. Please leave us a comment if you're watching this on YouTube.
And share, because right now we just need the attention.
Definitely, we need eyes, guys. So share this with people. Send it everywhere. We're going to try to get more TikToks and Instagram videos out. That's another thing. If we had an editor, I could spend all my time just doing TikTok videos while the editor works on this 2 to 3 hour long podcast episode. It's something we need to get better. So we want to get more content for you guys, but we need your help. So we love you. We thank you. And
we're out.